This is Tom Blair with Inside Colorado Wrestling, doing another episode of Boundary to Boundary, Colorado High School Wrestling. Today's guest is the head coach from Fort Collins High School, Mark Moser. How's it going?
It's going good.
So you've seen the videos I've been doing, and I just want to interview you, just casual interview.
Okay.
One of the first things I want to do is let people know what your wrestling background and your coaching career background is.
So, grew up in Iowa. Wrestling's kind of a religion in Iowa. I'm a little biased in that area,
A little corn-fed.
A little corn-fed, yes. It was my mother's favorite sport, so I didn't have a choice but to wrestle. So, grew up in Iowa, wrestled there, wrestled in the Army, been coaching on and off as an assistant for years, moved out here to Fort Collins, got to know the old head coach there, and then once he stepped down, I took over. So, this will be my ninth season with Fort Collins.
Okay. Let's go into what were your results from last year's team.
Last year we had a winning record in dual meets. We sent 4 kids to state, had a pretty good year. We're a young team. One thing with Fort Collins is it's tough to fill a full lineup. So a lot of times we give up a lot of forfeits, a lot of youth, inexperience.
Why do you feel it's tough to fill a full lineup?
I don't know. A lot of the sports here at Fort Collins, they're struggling. The football team's struggling to get numbers. The basketball teams, maybe it's partly my fault, I'm not sure. We don't have a person in the building. It's tough for me to get an assistant. I've had a couple guys that could have been hired here in the building that would have helped me out tremendously. They didn't get hired for whatever reason. So I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. I think Fort Collins High School as a whole, though, is struggling. So.
Okay. Go ahead.
What else do you want there as far as the season?
The results and what they do at state tournament. You said you qualified for.
We did. We had a couple of the guys I thought could have done a little better. They got down there and got a little starry-eyed. Didn't move their feet. But it was a great experience for them. Like I said, young guys. All those guys are back this year, so I'm excited for this season.
Okay. What did you do for preseason workouts?
So we went to the UNC camp this summer as a team. We had some college guys come in and run a big camp for me this summer. I've got numerous kids that have went to Bear Cave and Grit. Both those clubs are great right here in this area. And then we met twice a week. We met Mondays and Wednesday nights and had preseason all summer. And then Saturday mornings we had a conditioning / weightlifting little club going. So did a lot of good stuff.
Okay. What do you got for returning team members, and what do you think the size of your team is going to be?
Again, size of the team is going to be good. Upper weights, it's always tough to fill those here. Again, I talked to the football team. I thought we'd have a few extra guys. We didn't, so we'll probably have maybe 30 kids. Hope to end with around that number. I've got all my returning state state qualifiers coming back. I've got, all 4 of those guys, no reason they couldn't place at state this year. They've been doing a lot of good things all summer. Took them all to Iowa for preseason nationals. So hopefully we'll have some good things happen again.
How'd they do at preseason nationals?
Really well, actually. They all won at least 2 matches. They had a good time. So, yeah, that's a tough tournament.
What do you got for incoming freshmen or transfers?
Transfers, I don't get many transfers here. I've got one kid that, was a 50-50 wrestler in Arkansas. He transferred in. I actually haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in a month, so hopefully he's still coming around. I'll see here in 10 minutes. As far as freshmen, looks like I've got a pretty good group of kids. I took one of those kids to Iowa with me. I've got probably 3 or 4 of those kids that could really do well. So, yeah.
Okay. What's your coaching staff look like?
Coaching staff, right now I've got Joe Zambrano. He was the head coach at Fossil Ridge. He's going to help me out again for the second year. Fantastic coach. I've got Aaliyah Sanchez. She's been around my program for years. She grew up wrestling. She's a great asset to me. I can't explain all the things that she does for our program. Jesse Worth, he was a 3-time placer here at Fort Collins. He was the head coach at Resurrection Christian. He'll be helping out as well. So.
Okay, didn't your dad used to coach here? Jesse's dad?
He did.
Okay.
That's actually who I took over for.
For Glenn?
For Glenn, yes.
Okay. That's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure. What's your season schedule look like?
Season schedule's full. It's going to be a great year. We were a little disappointed. Big mix-up, long story with some administrative stuff, but we didn't get into the Warrior or the UNC. But in spite of that, we got a full schedule, plenty of dual meets. We got a full dual meet lineup. We've got a lot of good tournaments. We'll be going to Cheyenne East dual tournament, Cheyenne East individual tournament. That's a great tournament. We've got Eagle Crest, our own tournament. I'm a little biased. I think we've got a great tournament here. Now it's going to be a good schedule, good tournaments.
Okay. What are your season goals for this year?
Well, obviously to take as many kids to state as we can, have a winning record, and I think we're going to surprise some people. Even though we don't have a full lineup, I've got a lot of tough kids. They like to fight, they like to scrap, and I think we're going to do well. So.
Okay. Give me a little more background on your coaching staff. Jesse and Joe.
Well, I think I gave quite a bit. Like I said, Jesse was a 3-time placer here at Fort Collins for us. He helped me for a couple years, then took over at Res. He's about to have a baby, so he stepped down at Res. He's going to be in here helping out. Joe wrestled at New Mexico Highlands under Doug Moser, one of the old greats in our sport.
He's a legend in both states.
He is. He's a legend, yes. So Joe has been, like I said, he's been a great asset. I'm still actually looking for another assistant coach, so if anybody knows of a good assistant, help me out. Again, I don't know why it's tough to get people here, but I'm very happy with Jesse, Joe, and Aaliyah. So, yeah.
Okay. Your female coach, is she just going to be working with the females you have on the team, and how many females do you have on the team?
The females this year are going to be going to under Doug Schlehuber. He'll be with the all-girls team here at Fort Collins. So I don't have any girls coming out. They'll be going over there. So Leah, she'll be helping out. She does a lot of administrative stuff, a lot of bookkeeping. Like I said, a lot of things that takes things off of my plate. So, but she'll help out with the JV as well. She's knowledgeable in wrestling. She does a great job.
Okay. Now, the way you're talking is the district is running a separate team?
Yes.
How is that going to work?
I'm not exactly sure on all the details. I had a couple girls that were going to come out from me, but apparently it's going to be an all-female team, and they're going to be practicing out of Poudre High School. So with the new season this year, it's going to be just strictly an all-girls team, is my understanding.
Okay. So, I know that's district run this year. And trying to get the numbers up at each school because this will be the second year of the pilot program for the girls.
Right.
In the state championship will be hosted, but the official state championship will start next year with the girls. Right. And I've seen that in quite a few different districts where they're combining all the schools together to form one district team and till the girls' teams at each high school becomes bigger.
Right. Yeah, that's my understanding. I get it. The new coach came in, and he doesn't want to just have 1 or 2 girls that practice every day and then be a bus driver on Saturdays. So my understanding is the district's funneling all those girls over to that team. So it's not that I turned any girls away.
Now, do you think that helps or hurts your program?
I think it's going to help the female team. Hopefully that'll get some more girls out. It's a growing sport. It's big here in Colorado, and as you saw, the USA women just wrestled Japan for the World Finals. I think it's a growing sport, and I think that'll help them. Okay. I haven't had a lot of females here. I think in all the years I've coached her, I've had 1 female wrestler. So I don't think it'll have much of an impact on me one way or the other.
Okay. Hearing the noise in the background, your kids are getting ready to go for practice.
Oh, yeah.
So I will let you go. Good
Awesome.
luck in the season, and thank you for letting me come and interview you on the first day of practice.
Thank you.
This is Tom Blair with Inside Colorado Wrestling.
Awesome. Thanks.